people, and welcome back to the channel. So we are back in the workshop on the Mini Minus build. Now I keep getting his comments off this one chap. He keeps saying this isn't a minus. This is a minus. This is a genuine bona fide minus. What gives it its different look is everything you see here that's white. Yeah, so all of this, the whole floor, the rear seat pan, the boot floor is still minus, yeah, but all of that got replaced, yeah, because it was no good. So all of that is late model, but this is actually a minus. You can tell because of the dodgy seams that they're using the mold. It is a minus. A minus is because it's minus 3 inches there. That's why it's called a minus. A sprint is shorter there. Sprint, minus. It's a minus. Anyway, so what we are on is these bars. So what we've got is, these are fitted in now. There's, you know, nice little fit. There's a little gap when I open this up in there of about 3 mil. But once that's welded in and there's been a heat in the tube, it'll just give and it will relax nice and smooth. But yeah, we're all in, both sides now. So we've got the Arctic out. I'm going to blast these out, you know, weld these in. I've also got to weld there. And then we have got to get, I think ideally we need to get the engine back in. So we can start working out gear selector issue, because we need to get the seat in. We also need to work out the eyes for the lap belts. So the 5th bar is there. No, the 5th and 6th is there. Harness bar there. We need 2 of something for the lap belts, don't we? So we've got to do that as well. Still unsure on what we want to do with the passenger seat. But once this driver's seat's in, we'll throw my passenger seat in. And just have a look what we want to do. Unsure about that. We need to fit the steering rack. Ideally, I want it to go to that bar. Normally, they just run it as it is on the fiberglass. I'd rather not. So we need to work out some sort of arrangement to mount that. And that is a tricky one. If I'm honest, it's going to be a tricky one. So there's that to do. Then a couple of gussets. Not really interested in them at the minute. Back end's all done. Well, it's pretty much all done on my behalf. So all this is done. So the rear end has got to get the tank mounted. So I've got, oh yeah, we've got to put them 2 tabs on there for that. And then it can go and Les can do the boot floor. Get the rear seat back in, all that kind of jizzle fizzle. What have we got to do then? Oh, front shock mounts. So there's not that much more on this really, which is good because I've got another car coming really soon. But I think we'll get these bars in and we'll move on slowly. We'll start building it back up into a roller. Roller, because we need to set the shocks at ride height. So we need to take a spring off, work out what they are, open, closed, do the math, get the ride height set. And then we can somehow come up with some sort of top shock mount, can you? Top shock mount. Yeah. This is going to be fun, isn't it? Well, then he's in now. And then, yeah, gear selector. Get onto that as well. I'm just rabbiting now. I'm rabbiting. I know you all want to know about my car, but I'm going to do another video on that. I haven't even looked at it since I got back from Brands. But if anybody's got a grill, a Clubman grill, I'm in definite need of a complete Clubman grill, because it's slightly misshaped, should we say. Right then. I'm going to buzz them out. I'm not very well. The wife's not been well since I got back from Brands. Well, she wasn't well before we left, so this is literally the first day I've been in here. So I could get them done. Right, so we're back. So this has actually been weeks since I've actually done anything in the workshop. Like, weeks. So I'm going to give you an update on where we are on, I'm out of breath, the minors. So garage is in a bit of a mess at the minute, so you'd have to just ignore that, but we're just going to look at the car. So ta-da! So what I've managed to do since you've all been not looking, basically, is these bars are now in. No, these bars are in. Will you zoom down? Yeah. So these bars are in. I have put the two strengtheners for the steering rack. So that is now solid. Move this seat. We have those two mounts there. So these two, they affix. I don't know if you'll see the subframe. Where is it? Where are you going to see? Oh, well, yeah, there's a nut weld in the back of there. So that's for the two centre mounts on the subframe. The CAD. See this bolt. So that now is tied in. Subframe's tied into there, the beam axle, but it also ties the centre spine to the beam axle, which is tied to the chassis. So it's all sort of intertwining, if you know what I mean. I've put some eyes on for the harnesses to start them off. I've re-welded the doors. The tank tabs are on there, so the tank is in its place. It's just hovering at the minute because I want Les to do the boot floor, but I've left a little bit of space in case he wants to come up or down, I don't know, and then we'll just work out what's got to be next. Because it's in the back, he wanted that one in. I'm not a fan of it, but he wanted it in. The seat has got to be rolled back a bit. I just threw it in, so it needs to come up a hole at the front, tilt back a touch. So we've got this in again. Now the reason I've put the pedal box in, steering column in and the seat in is to sort out some sort of gear selector, because this is what it comes with, and it's dog shit. You know what I mean? It's dog shit. So that is what we've got to work out. So his cable that he had, it's like a brown, purple looking one, reaches to about there. So his gear stick would be about here. This is the gear cable off my booster, the van, sorry. So I think this is more of a better position. And the stick will come up here. From around here somewhere, it's going to come up. So I think that this cable will be better. So we can either use this cable or order a new cable to the same length as these. So I think the cable's only like 70 quid, 100 quid, something like that. So I'll probably take some dimensions off this one and his one and just get in touch with, I think it's Cable Tech, and just get a brand new cable ordered. And then we've got to fit some eyes on here for the cable head, and then some sort of gear selector. I don't want to use that because it's dog turd, but I've got a piece of bar. This is what I made the one out of my blue car in. So I might just make him one, a nice one, with a nice knob. And that will also mean then I can use a new tool that I brought ages ago. This thing. What this does is it goes in the tailstock of your lathe and it allows you to run offsets to put tapers on parts. I brought this because I saw it. I was like, I didn't even need it, but we're going to use that. So yeah, I'm trying to get everything organised so I can get that new toolbox against that wall. Well, new to me toolbox against that wall. So trying to get all this in there wasn't going to happen with what was in my old toolbox. But my old toolbox fits there. So I'm going to ditch the top box, sell that off, keep the bottom box. That way, lathe equipment can go in that toolbox right next to the lathe. And then that opens up a bit more space in this one. Then all these red bins, I think, are going to go on those shelves as well as what's on there. Well, some of that will then go in that toolbox. And this toolbox can sit here. Because basically, I've got to get a van. I've got to get a van in here to put a full roll cage in a Mark IV Escort, my Mark III Escort van. So I'm trying to recoup some space by spending a bit of money to free up some space. And the idea was to get rid of that, to free up that space. But it fits really well there. So how much space am I going to gain by having the big toolbox just taking up the same space that the shelves was taking up? I don't know. But anyway, so that's about where I am on this. Engine's back in. Subframe fitted up much better than it did before. Much better. So the engine went in. This engine mount had to be bent round a little bit. We are touching the body, but it looked like it was touching there before anyway. So I will have to get Les to do something in there for clearance, because I've had to put the engine in to do this gear selector arc, which is here. And that's about it. Oh, we've got to work on the shocks, haven't we? So I've got to get these shocks to ride height. So I'll take the springs off. I'll open it fully, compress it fully. And, you know, I think, isn't it 2/3 up? No. 2/3 of the shaft should show 1/3 droop. It's something like that. I'll have a chat with ProTech and so I know I'm right. Then what we'll do is we've got to put this in place and come along with some sort of top shock mounts. So I made these, didn't I? It's just shit everywhere at the minute. These. So that'll go in there, and that gives us a mounting point. An M16 mounting point. You know what I mean? Right. Well, I thought I'd just bring you up to date anyway, to spec on where we are. Because we need to get this car rocking and rolling, don't we? Apart from that, nothing else has changed. Nothing. Apart from the mess I am creating in the workshop. But we'll get there. So, yeah, I really have got to do a video on the Booster Mini. It's going to come in here really this week, because I've sold the complete front subframe setup of the car. Subframe, brakes, shock absorbers, steering column, power steering, pedal box, and a lot. And I've got someone who's asking about the engine, someone's asking about some other bits, because the whole car's been broken now. So we can get on with the van. Oh, and I got some bits for the van. My steering arm's turned up. I've been here literally weeks and I haven't even offered one up. Right, so stick with me. We are getting stuff done. It's just on a much slower pace than I would like. So, catch you next one, people. See you later.